Hello and welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetablebread, and today we're going to be continuing our Silent March project. Got ourselves a win yesterday, so we're hoping for another one of those. Upgrade a card, 100 gold, max HP for a rare card. None of these are super exciting. There's some pretty good silent rare cards. Glass Knife and Die are probably the best ones for dealing with Act 1. Wraith Form, obviously a highlight reel card. There's a couple others like Corpse Explosion and After Image that can be pretty useful. After Image is rare, right? It is. If you swap into a Grand Finale, that's got a definite mood. There's some weak ones too. Burst, you don't really want in Act 1. The X-Cost one that curries your cards and energy to next turn is not good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the silent cards really quick and just figure out how good a rare card is right from the get-go. Okay. Adrenaline, obviously great. 1,000 Cuts is bad. Alchemize is bad. Bullet Time is fairly bad. I guess Bullet Time gives you a plan, at least. Envenom is bad. Malaise is bad. Nightmare is bad. Phantasmical is actually pretty good nowadays. Storm Steel is good. Tools of the Trade is bad. Unload is fine, but unexciting. It's pretty good. It seems like Rare Swap is pretty viable on Silent. I talked a lot about how good Ironclad rare cards were during the Ironclad series, but to be honest, there are a couple of weak Ironclad rares too. Berserk and Juggernaut, sort of leading the way. Sometimes Corruption is inappropriate. Demon Form, not too exciting, very expensive. So I guess maybe just rare cards are good. And it's not class specific. Or maybe both Ironclad and Silent have good rare cards. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. We're only talking about Silent right now. And Silent, it seems like, has pretty good rare cards. So we could keep the Boss Relic, or we could swap it. 100 gold, also an option if we're forced into an early shop. Let's take a look at the pathing. It's pretty early, Mega Elite. I don't think we're going to do a floor 7 Mega. There's a 4 Elite path here. Which requires us to go through a shop. We could skip the second elite for a fire. 3 fights, 2 question marks is what you're looking for before your first elite. So I guess I'm pretty happy with that path. I mean, if we can do 4 elites, obviously we want to. We're clearly most likely to do 4 elites if we do a swap, right? If we swap into 4 elites, if we swap into Pandora's Box or Black Star or something. Then 4 elites is a really good route. If we swap into Coffee Dripper, we're probably not in super good shape to do 4 elites. If we swap into, let's see, what's the weakest swap? Tiny House, probably. If we swap into Tiny House, we're probably just dying. Busted Crown is pretty good at Act 1. I mean, if we swap into Busted Crown, we definitely try and do 4 elites and try and make up for not having good cards by having good relics. Yeah, I think with 4 elites available, we have to do a boss swap, right? We need to get really strong really fast. This is how we do that. Alright, it's Snecko Eye, which is actually not at all strong in Act 1. Snecko Eye is quite challenging to get online in Act 1. It'll get us strong later, but we're basically in survival mode for Act 1. So probably not doing 4 elites. If we get really lucky, we can, maybe. I think we'll do this route anyway. We'll at least go to here, and then we can just abort left if we want some extra fires. Okay, let's try not to die to Jawworm. I bet there's a seed out there where if you swap, you get Snecko Eye, and then involuntarily die to Jawworm on floor 1. And there's just nothing you can do. We can do some damage here and Survivor Defend to block out. In fact, double defend. Snecko Eye swap. I guess neutralize strike is better than just strike, so I'll do that one. Okay. I guess Survivor defend this turn. Go for lethal next turn. It's a little bit spooky, but I don't want to spend any health if I don't have to. I think we can probably take 0 to this Jawworm. Thanks for the raid, Crimson Scarlet. I have notifications turned off for small raids, but it's appreciated nonetheless. See, this is why blocking against Jawworm is scary. Now we definitely can't block for 22. Defend, or strike, defend seems like the line. We only get 3 damage in. Gross. Yeah, dying to Jawworm after swapping into Snecko Eye is definitely an option. Jawworm is pretty scary. Sneaky Strike seems incredible with Snecko Eye. It can cost 0. It can cost -2. Yeah, day's going well. Just got it started. Seems like there's going to be a starship hop today, which is exciting for me. We're always defending. And after neutralize, he'll only be hitting for 6. I think let's try to take 0. Once again, doing a little bit of a risky thing. Yeah, I'll go ahead and link it. I can't watch it myself, but if I were not currently streaming, this is what I would be doing: is watching this thing. They are gonna fly that thing up to 10 kilometers and then let it fall back down. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here, the Sneaky Strike being super busted. Let's just do silly things like that. Okay. If we have a Sneaky Strike, Dagger Throw is good. Blade Dance, obviously good. Blade Dance does 12 damage, whereas Dagger Throw does 9. Blade Dance can definitely be tricky to pull off. Yeah, I mean, so you would think it would be Dagger Throw to combo with the Sneaky Strike. You would think. I'm not sure you would be right. Blade Dance is pretty strong. Hey, Megastine. Also, being able to split the damage is sometimes pretty relevant. Card draw, also extremely good with Snecko Eye. So we're likely to want a Reflex and Tactician and stuff. That's sort of what we did yesterday. Buenos dias, Guitar. Blade Dance is so good, though. Upgrades to 1 energy, deal 16 damage, which I believe is the... Well, it's actually not the highest damage of any damage common, right? Because Wild Strike Plus is... No, Wild Strike Plus is... Yeah, Wild Strike Plus is 17. But still, Wild Strike shuffles a wound. Like, Blade Dance does 16 damage and doesn't do anything negative. It's just damage. Unless you count doing damage multiple times as a downside. I mean, it is against in some fights, but the only fights in the game, I think, that punish you for playing more attacks are Time Lord and the Heart. So, not a very relevant drawback for most of the game. Is there any other fight? I guess Lagavulin, technically. If you assume that your strength scaling is negative. And Lagavulin's relevant here if we're trying to do 4 elites. We're probably not trying to do 4 elites, but, you know. Are there strength down fights other than Log Villain? I guess technically Spire Elites are a strength down fight. But I think we're more likely to have strength up than strength down, right? Because like there's so many relics that give strength. Vajra, Kira, Duvu Doll, to name a few. Mutagens. That's true. Well, weakness actually applies to both, right? So that's subject to rounding, and the shivs by default do 4 damage, so they round exactly, and they don't get any penalty. Whereas dagger throw actually, I guess rounding exactly is not what you want, right? No, actually dagger throw rounds really poorly, right? Because dagger throw loses an additional damage for being greater than 8. So that 9th damage actually doesn't do anything. So actually the weakness advantage goes to Blade Dance, not dagger throw. Hey, Spitty. Yeah, you like Blade Dance more than dagger throw? I mean, Blade Dance would be a snap pick if we didn't have Sneaky Strike in the deck. It's really just does Sneaky Strike persuade us that dagger throw is better. Okay, alright, see you around Crimson Scarlet. Yeah, I would tell you when your playtest is, but it sounds like you just left. Are we dropping frames? We are. Hold on just a second. Okay, yeah, so does the Sneaky Strike persuade us to pick dagger throw? I think, like, being a Shiv deck is pretty good. I would like being a Shiv deck quite a bit. If we get, like, an accuracy... Yeah, we've swapped into Snecko Eye, so that's a thing. Do like Shivs a lot. That makes, like, so Choke is pretty good because we have Snecko Eye. So if we're hoping to find a Choke, then we should definitely pick Blade Dance. But card draw is also quite good with Snecko Eye, so it's tough to pick. Flechette's honestly way more pickable than normal with Snecko Eye, right? Because we draw a bunch of cards. So if we have a really skill-dense deck, Flechette's is pretty pickable, but we don't. Shivs are probably not good with Snecko, since all the cards that generate Shivs cost 1. I don't follow. Why would that make Shivs not good? I think we do want the dagger throw Sneaky Strike synergy, but I think Shivs are great. Everything has its original cost except for these defense. Weird. We get to play the whole hand. 1-cost cards are fine with Snecko Eye. It's really just 0-cost cards where you can sort of classify them as generally not good. But like most cards are 1-cost cards. You can't just not pick 1-cost cards because you have Snecko Eye. I'm gonna try to take 0, or try to take the minimum damage here. Take only 1. Man, 3-cost Sneaky Strike again. Looks like we have lethal though, so that's fine. Okay. Endless Agony is clearly not a pickable card with Snecko Eye. If it rolls an unplayable cost one time, we're going to end up shuffling it, and then our hand is going to be full of 2-cost Endless Agonies, and we're going to lose the round. So that one's not happening. Probably all-out attack. Seems like all-out attack's really good here. Discards a card for Sneaky Strike. It's an effect you're pretty happy to pay for. Really good against sentries. We're likely to encounter sentries if we're doing 4 elites. I think that we rolled out pretty strong here, so we're going to at least fight that first elite. We might nope out for a fire after the shop, but we're going to go for it. And all-out attack is required for going for it, basically. Curse for Doubt. We are going to a store here. The store's kind of awkward with how much money we have right now. It's a bit greedy. We've got 41 health, so maybe we can afford to be a little bit greedy and then rest. Go fight 3 elites. I think I am going to try to be a little bit greedy here. Snecko does increase the uptime of this week, since we draw the whole deck every 2 turns, basically. We do have a couple of ways of discarding the Doubt. So if we draw, what's it called? Dagger Throw, or we get really, really lucky with all-out attack, or Survivor, we can discard the Doubt. So I think I'm gonna grab this. This'll be worth it, yes. And we can just remove it right now. Great. So no Doubt required. Could go up to 57 instead, but I think I'm pretty happy to remove the Doubt. I was gonna spend 75 gold on this anyway. This just lets us do it without increasing the cost of card removes for the rest of the run. Yeah, super rewarded for picking Doubt there. Okay. Looks like we were rewarded for picking all-out attack too. So it's going to be like double defend, double strike, all-out attack. Seems like an absolutely fantastic turn. Kind of weird that we don't have any potions. I think we're at like 70% now. So get ready with your Tur 80 emotes. Dagger Throw double strike kills him, and we defend, block for 5, potentially neutralize as well. Nope. Alright, looks like we're trying to target this one first. I'm not sure how he ended up so much lower. I guess he just started with 5 less health. Maybe we can kill him before he attacks again. Hey, 6U. I assume that's a greeting. I am actually going to delete it because I can't moderate content that isn't in English, but hello. So I do need the discourse to remain English-centric. But the sentiment is appreciated. Good morning. Ah, Chinese. Wow. One of the many languages I do not speak. We could Mega Greed here and just defend. Try and save 5 health and get lethal next turn anyway. It's not even that unlikely. Since we neutralize, we do 3 damage. We just have to draw Sneaky Strike for a playable cost next turn. It's pretty greedy, though. 10% chance to draw Sneaky Strike now. You speak the language of gluten. I think I'm just going to take 10. We'll try to kill him before he attacks again. Just need 1 attack. 1 time. Alright. Ooh, a ghost in a jar. Alright, you can put away your Tur 80 emotes now. I'm happy to wait till 78% potion chance to get a ghost in a jar. It's pretty nice. The Matryoshka is not great. I guess since we're going to go rest, the Matryoshka does pay off before the next elite fight. I don't think we're taking any of these. Masterful Stab is kind of pickable with Snecko Eye. Masterful Stab is like one of the very few zero-cost cards that's actually okay with Snecko Eye. Because Masterful Stab like, kind of assumes that it's increasing the cost anyway. Probably taking Terror, though. Terror, obviously super good against Lagavulin. Pretty good against Gremlin Knob, too. And those are the next fights. It's also just like good for the rest of the game. We're clearly doing some physical stuff. Terror is good in pretty much every physical deck. Okay. Marbles are available. Orrery. Not excited about any of these cards. Slice and Prepared are obviously no's with Snecko Eye. Caltrop seems real slow. I've seen Life Coach build like a Caltrops based damage deck, and I'm like, what in the world is this? This is insanity. And like, I guess that it does a lot of damage per energy if you can survive for long enough to make it happen, but like, what in the world? Why would you play that? Cannot wrap my head around that playstyle. Like, are you really trying to kill the heart with Caltrops damage? I don't know. It blows me away. Yeah, I think it's probably Orrery here. Snecko Eye has some very particular taste in cards, so Orrery can help us find those special cards, the bullet times and stuff that we want to find. We do have to pass Marbles to get it, though. Marbles is extremely good. With Marbles and Terror, we probably have Vulnerable for the rest of the run on like almost every target all the time. Which is extremely useful. Don't fall down, Coconut. Gotta watch out for those wires that try to trip you. So if we pick Orrery, we get like a bunch of 2-cost stuff. We get a Crippling Cloud or another Sneaky Strike. We'll probably get a rare as well. We should be approximately due. We did not get offered a rare at this Elite fight, correct? Because it was Terror and then 2 0-cost commons. Okay, any lines other than picking Orrery? Panache is usually not an option with Snecko Eye. Forethought doesn't work with Snecko Eye, so these are both out. These cards are all bad, I talked about that. We probably want to do card remove, but that's compatible with Orrery. So yeah, I think it's just Marbles versus Orrery at this shop. And Marbles is nice, but we can find Terror on turn 1 anyway, right? We don't really need Marbles that much. We already have a pretty reliable source of Vulnerable. Although, you know, Terror could be expensive, or it could be in turn 2 or something. Marbles is definitely nice. Also, Marbles helps remove artifact charges in the late game so that we can land the Terror. Or Piercing Wail, or what have you. Yeah, but I think we're going to go with Orrery here. Orrery helps more for Act 1, I think. Let's just get real strong. A Reflex, more card draw, all-out attack, number 2. Second Terror, probably not going to happen. Infinite Blades, also probably not going to happen. I don't think that's good enough. There's a Grand Finale. Can we do Snecko Eye Grand Finale? Huh. Currently have 17 cards in the deck. We have a lot of control over how many cards are in the deck because we're at an Orrery right now. Let's see if there's a well-laid plans of this Orrery. There's not. There's both a Reflex and a Tactician, though. So we're probably doing that again. Reflex Tactician and Grand Finale go really well together. Because you can, like, use those acrobatics and discard effects to set yourself up on exactly the right card draw numbers. So I imagine this is going to be a Grand Finale deck. Okay, so how many cards do we want to have in the deck? We draw 7 cards a turn, so we want to have like 21 cards at the end of this shop. Ideally, that would give us a 1 in 3 default chance of getting a Grand Finale. Hey, Sardimal. This is what's going on Run right now. We're sitting at an orrery, looking at staring down the barrel of a Grand Finale. We have a Dagger Throw, so if we have a 21 card deck, we don't get to play Dagger Throw, which is awkward. Also, we're probably card removing. I think Grand Finale is extremely good with Snecko, yes. Grand Finale wants you to draw a bunch of cards, because you want a Grand Finale every turn, and Snecko draws you 2 extra cards per turn. It does randomize the cost of the Grand Finale. 1 days and we're off. I mean, yeah, sure. So Grand Finale decks need to be able to draw multiple different numbers of cards. You need a solution for drawing 1 card, you need a solution for drawing 2 cards. You need, like, both even and odd parity. You don't want any number of card draw to be impossible, because, like, in Act 4, you've got lots of statuses to deal with, and, like, in the Chosen fight, you need to, you know, on and on and on. You need to be variable. Right, we do want well-laid plans, which is kind of a bummer. There's no well-laid plans available here. So currently we're looking at, like, a 1 in 3 chance. Grand Finale is probably mostly a curse here. We just build around it for later. But we also have, like, a Reflex and a Tactician available, so I think we're going to be in pretty good shape here. I think we're probably skipping this one. And if we want exactly a 21 card deck, then we want 4 cards. So, I guess we want 5 cards, huh? Because we're removing 1. Is there anything even pickable at all here? I guess we could pick Infinite Blades. I'm not, like, super happy about it. Why not pick Terror? We already have 1 in the deck. This is the reason. Don't really need 2. If we discard Reflex, then we draw 2 cards. And so if we both discard Reflex and play Dagger Throw, then we're drawing 3 cards. So maybe, but we can't get to a 14 card deck, right? Because we're already at 17. We'd have to pick 0 cards, but then we're not picking Reflex. Or we're not picking Grand Finale. So our minimum deck size is 17 here, if we pick Grand Finale and card remove. And then, because we don't have the Reflex, we're not drawing enough cards. I guess we could pick Grand Finale and Reflex and upgrade the Reflex, and then we'd be drawing... We'd have a 19 card deck that draws 4 cards per shuffle. So we'd be at greater than a 50% chance of a turn 2 Grand Finale, which is neat. Actually, no, not greater than 50%. We need to line up specifically Grand Finale and Reflex. And we need... Or, not Grand Finale, Dagger Throw and Reflex. And we need Grand Finale to be in the bottom, like, third of the deck. So it's significantly less than 50%. Okay. So we're not aiming for a 14 card deck, we're aiming for a 21 card deck. And we're going to be a little bit short of that, which is really uncomfortable, because we already, if we're short, we can't play card draw. Because we can't draw 6 cards, right? We can't, like, catch up. So we, like, have to add a card to be playable. How about outmaneuver? I mean, we're definitely picking Reflex here. I think it's the only reason not to consider outmaneuver. Reflex is just super good. I wish there was an acrobatics here. Alright, we're gonna go for it because it's fun. So let's pick Grand Finale and Reflex and... Do we pick the Tactician? None of these, I don't think. We can pick the Sneaky Strike if we feel like we need an extra card. Yeah, I guess we do take the Sneaky Strike and the Tactician, and then we are at 21. And then so we oh wait, is there backflip available? Where's the backflip? Oh, it's instead of Tactician. So if we have a backflip, a dagger throw, and a reflex, we theoretically have 5 card draw. So if we took the backflip and then removed a card and we were at 19, and we got all 4 card draw, we could play Grand Finale. But now we're in the position of needing to line up dagger throw and reflex again. Not a terrible position. You do really want to have extra energy with Snecko Eye. Being a 3 energy Snecko Eye deck does not feel great. So I think we want to pick the Tactician. Maybe not necessarily because it's the optimal Grand Finale card, but just because we need the energy. So I'm going to pick the Tactician. And then just to be a 21 card deck, I guess I'll pick a Sneaky Strike and skip the card remove. Okay. So now I have a 1 in 3 chance of hitting Grand Finale. On the first shuffle. I think we're resting now. And going and fighting an elite. We probably could have upgraded with a Ghost in a Jar, but I'd rather save the Ghost in a Jar. Meal ticket Kunai. Ooh, free beer. That sounds nice. But there's no such thing as a free beer. Yeah, Kunai seems pretty good. 2 Sneaky Strikes. Sneaky Strikes make it fairly easy to get Kunai procs. I don't think I've ever had a Kunai Grand Finale Snecko Eye deck. This is a pretty out there build. All right, I have to focus on not murdering myself with the Kunai. This is the goal now. I need to pick Kunai and not over-index into it. Huh. 12 bottles. That's a lot of free beer. All right, no Grand Finale so far, so we're maintaining our 1 in 3 chance. We definitely don't want to wake up with this. Oh, we drew the Grand Finale, so deal's off. Could wake up now. Okay, so for next shuffle... oh god. This part of the Snecko Eye deck is really painful. Okay, so for next shuffle, we've exhausted the Ascender's Bane, which means there's 1 fewer cards. There's 20 cards. So we want to play Dagger Throw once to set up a potential Grand Finale next turn. Does that make sense? So we draw 1 card, we discard 1 card, so 7 cards here, 6 cards there. I guess there's 6 cards here and 14 cards that get discarded. But then we draw 1 of the 14 cards, so then we draw 7 and 6? That doesn't seem right. We've got 7 cards in hand. So we've got 3 piles, right, that are 7, 7, and 6. And we have to figure out how to make that work. No, there's no way to make it work, right? Because we want to draw -1 cards. And all we have is a dagger throw. So we can draw +1 card. But there's no way to draw a -1 card. So do we just wake up this turn, next turn? Just do the terror? I think it's probably better than waking up now. You can draw 6 cards in total. Can we? I mean, we'd have to line up Dagger Throw and Reflex twice. It's the only practical way to do that. And I don't think we're ever doing that in this fight, especially not with Dagger Throw not lining up with Reflex right now. I mean, theoretically, you're correct. If we draw 6 cards total, it's effectively -1. In the context of a modulo 7. Also line it up with Survivor. Yeah, that's true. But we've already drawn Survivor, so... I guess if we Dagger Throw into Reflex right now, and then we do that again next shuffle, maybe we'll get there. I guess just, like, Dagger Throw twice, discard Reflex twice, right? Because it could be either to the Dagger Throw or to Survivor. And if we Dagger Throw now, we could top deck Survivor next turn. I kind of want to wake him up with Terror, though, and if I Dagger Throw now, we have to wake him up this turn. It's not a terrible wake up, though. 9, 19, 31. Alright, let's just go now. Got a Kunai proc, too. Yeah, I wanted the Terror wake up, but you're right, it wasn't a good idea. All-out attack would make the Sneaky Strikes free, but unfortunately the Sneaky Strikes both cost 2, and so does the all-out attack, so we don't have the energy to pay for it. Unless we all-out attack into Reflex, which draws us Dagger Throw, which costs 0, which draws Tactician, and then we can discard that for 1 extra energy. Pretty convoluted line, extremely unlikely. It's a 1 out of 7 into a 1 out of 13 into a 1 out of 12. So you do the math. I don't know what 7 times 13 times 12 is, but it's a big number. Darn it, Snecko. What are we doing here? So every card in the hand costs 2 or more, so we only get to play 1 card. They get randomized every time you draw. Every time you draw a card with Snecko, randomize its cost. Crap. We're gonna die to Lagavulin. Do we Ghost in a Jar for 19 health right now? I guess Neutralize blocks for 5. No, Defend blocks for 6 though, right? Because we have a Dex. God, this turn sucks. Yeah, let's just Ghost in a Jar Terror. Oof. No discard on the Reflex, too. I think we might die in this fight. This is going to be a real tough one. Zero-cost Strike's always happening. Get to play 1 more card. Drawing this many cards plus 1 next turn. Ideally that plus 1 is Reflex, and then we can Dagger through a Reflex or something. No, that doesn't work, right? This pile is 13 cards, so we'd still have to draw 6 more. It's only 3. I guess it's 12 cards because we draw 1. Even then, we're just lining up Grand Finale theoretically, not actually. It'd still be a 1 out of 3 even if we get it lined up. Okay, so if we think about this, if we block for 6 here, we block for 15 and go to 34. If we don't block here, we take 11 and go to 28. Is 34 likely to survive the entire next round? It kind of is, right? And then we like go heal at this shop with the meal ticket. I mean, we're nowhere near killing him, right? So we have to survive. And Sneko has to be nice to us, basically. Ooh, Sneko was nice. Okay, okay. Alright, looking a lot better now. That was a good turn. Sweet. Okay. Well, I'm glad I saved the health. Career for a forced shot for healing. Extra dagger throw seems pretty much required for the reflex and tactician. If we add a dagger throw, we have 4 total card draw in the first shuffle, and we'd get to use 1 of them. I think ideally we want to be at like a 23 card deck, so that we can either proc dagger throw or reflex on the first shuffle and still have a chance. But I'm pretty happy being 22 card deck. It just means we get to play 1 of the dagger throws. Okay. Is this too much damage? We've got 2 sneaky strikes. No, we've got 2 sneaky strikes. We need the dagger throw. Okay. 2 sneaky strokes, a reflex, and a tactician. Sneaky strikes. Sneaky stroke is a very different vibe. Ideally, we'd have like 25 cards. I mean, ideally, we'd have 7 cards, but I take your meaning. Ideally, you have 2 cards. I mean, sure. He's at 11, so he's already dead to a sneaky strike next turn. So let's neutralize this one. Oh, wait. Grand Finale is a brave choice? I disagree. I think Grand Finale is quite good. I think we're going to split both. Neutralize one, strike the other. So we'll put him in dagger throw range. And put him in sneaky strike range. Skill pot for potentially 12 health. Should have done it at the beginning of the turn if we were going to do it. We'll just take 12. All out attack cleans up. Okay. 3rd dagger throw. We took 3 dagger throws yesterday and got a win. We've got a tactician, a reflex, and a sneaky strike. I think at this point we want all the discard we can find. Alright, I'll take the shop heal. Not super excited about the shop, even with meal ticket and courier, but only 130 gold. Preserved insect developed. Jeez, these relics are nuts. Preserved insect, smoothstone, and toolbox. None of the cards are exciting. All out attack is probably the closest to being pickable. Bandage up's kind of okay. But I think it's preserved insect by a mile, right? Smoothstone's kind of nice. We already have dex scaling, so Smoothstone just starts us off with the dex. Yeah, I've also had a Pandora's Box start in the Grand Finale. It's a really strong start. Yeah, Pandora's in Act 1 is you're definitely subject to some some draw luck. As much as we collectively in the Slay the Spire community hate these strikes and defend that start in your starting deck, Pandora's Box sometimes gives you a worse deck. Hey, Praise Snecko. Yeah, been a while. We've been doing. I'm not sure if you showed up last month. We've been doing month-long projects. So we did Watcher for a month in January, and then Ironclad for a month in February, and now we're on to Silent. Got a win yesterday with Silent. Today's looking pretty reasonable. Although on Monday we lost like 4 times in a row. I think one of those losses didn't count because we abandoned after failing to collect our relic. Today we've got a kind of a wild one, grand finale stuff. Yeah, you don't have to imagine. Next month is Defect Month. We'll complete the cycle in April. Stay tuned. Alright, Preserved Insect is insane, right? Jeez, Artivore, just like all the best relics. It's too bad we're missing Artivore and Smoothstone. I guess we probably aren't going to be an Artivore deck, but whatever. Yeah, we did a discard-centric deck yesterday, and it looks like we're doing another one here. Although discard Grand Finale is a little bit of a different vibe. Okay, so we start with a 23-card deck, so we want to play ideally 2 Dagger Throws. 2 Dagger Throws, 2 Sneaky Strikes, and a Strike. I think kills something this turn. Something's gonna die. So this is 24. 24 plus 9 is 33. So let's kill him, and then we have more damage. We have like 15 more damage. So I think we'll try to kill both of the outside ones before they go. Ooh, all-out attack too, jeez. I guess that changes the line here, because now he's already taking 10, so it'd be inefficient to do 24 to him. That'd be overkilling him by 10. Do we take the try and kill the middle one and a front one? I think we do. So we have to do 14 more damage to him. That's probably like Dagger Throw Strike. And we have to do 19 more damage to him, so double Sneaky Strike. Yeah, we've got the damage. And, like, gobs of energy. We don't need defend, that's for sure. We even get an extra strike on the other back one. This turn is absurd. Okay. It's a Grand Finale deck, trust me. We kill people with Grand Finale. Okay. That fight was bonkers. Do we take Blur? Got Blur Kunai. Snecko really helped us out with that one. Hey, look, it's a Snecko that's positive. We've complained so much about our Snecko luck in previous Snecko runs, but this one is almost never picking 3. Snecko Start is okay. I think Snecko Starts are pretty dangerous for Act 1, and Silent is already in a lot of trouble in Act 1, so I generally don't think Snecko Eye swaps are good on Silent. I think that puts you in too much danger. We clearly made it work here. We did skip 1 Elite, but we got 3, so very good Act 1. This looks like Blur or Skip. We've got enough AoE. We don't need Dagger Spray. We've got Grand Finale and all-out attack. I don't think Blur is good yet. I mean, Blur's... If we're trying to do Grand Finale stuff, then we're probably trying to draw the whole hand, or the whole deck every turn. And if we're drawing and playing the whole deck every turn, then playing Blur every turn is basically just like a one energy barricade that also blocks, which is insane. Although it's not 1 energy because we have Snecko Eye, but whatever. I've died to Cultist on Snecko floor 1. Yeah, we took like, what was it, like 20 damage to Jawworm in this run on floor 1. Floor 1 Snecko is not fun. So we're talking about getting like a Kunai Blurricade. It seems like a pretty good option. What does that do to our Grand Finale? It means we have to draw 3 cards, so we'd get to play all 3 dagger throws and not do the reflex, or we'd play 1 dagger throw and a reflex. That seems fine. We're against Hexaghost, so Blur is fairly good in that fight. Definitely want to be pushing the gas against Hexaghost. Hexaghost is a DPS test more than anything else. So you don't want to pick too many block cards, but he does have a couple turns where he doesn't attack, so you can save your block. Alright, I'll take a Blur. And try to upgrade it. Miss. Okay. I see a 0-cost Sneaky Strike, so I'm going to play this card. Okay. And then I guess we Blur Defend, try and save some health. Guess we could neutralize Defend, get an extra Dex, and weaken him. This also reduces his damage from 13 to 10, right? No, wait. He's above 12, so it would be minus... Is it down to 8, really? No, that's too much. So if it was 4, it would be 3. If it was 8, it would be 6. If it was 12, it would be 9. It's 13, so it's still 9. Okay. So it's 9. So then we take 3 damage. So we take 3 damage either way. So I might as well do the damage from neutralize. Get the Dex. This blocks out. He is going to... Let's see, he's going to weak us? Yeah. I would like to get vulnerable down, but Snecko Eye says no, so we gotta listen to Snecko. Let's go and Dagger through Tactician. See what we can get up to. One more attack gets a Dex proc, and it costs 0. We don't have lethal. So we'll block out. Okay. There's our Acrobatics. Okay. So Acrobatics draws us 3 cards, puts us up to 25. So now we really can start to draw 7 cards. It is now possible for us to draw 7 cards. Acrobatics Reflex draws 5, 2 dagger throws. Yeah, I think we're going to grab an Acrobatics and then probably upgrade it. Acrobatics is a really big card for this deck. So currently a 25 card deck. So we're sort of 4 above the fold. So probably like Acrobatics into no dagger throws or 2 dagger throws into Reflex if we're trying to get Grand Finale on first cycle. Probably not trying to get Grand Finale on first cycle. Because it's in the first hand. Obviously. I guess Blur Defend. Save 10 block. Seems like a pretty bad start, but what can you do? Dagger Throw has its choice of Reflex or Tactician. I would like to get a Dex proc this turn. Doesn't look like that's really an option. I guess we can Dagger Throw and then Reflex and hope that we draw some more 0-cost attacks. Because the Tactician energy doesn't really matter. Okay. Or a negative 2-cost attack, that works too. Acrobatics hits Tactician. We're going off. Drawing 4 cards means we need to have 7 in hand. That's exactly how many we have. Or we could just strike, defend. Nope, we can't currently do that, right? That costs too much. I guess just strike, defend, huh? Because then we get the decks. Well, we can strike, defend, and we have 2 extra energy, so we might as well acrobatics. Got a bunch of 0-cost stuff now. We don't even have to defend. We can just Survivor. So can we get 2 Kunai procs? I guess is now the question. This is always happening. This is always happening. We need 2 more attacks. So yeah, we can. We can strike, Survivor, all-out attack. And hope that all-out attack misses the Bane. Or we can take do 4 less damage to guaranteed not hit the Bane. I like getting a card out of the deck. Let's see, we got 4 cards here. We're keeping 2 of these cards. So we got 19 cards here, so we're going to draw these 4 cards and 3 of these cards next turn. 3 out of 19 leaves 16, so we'd need 2 draws next cycle to set up a grand finale. Or 3 if we leave the Ascender's Bane. Both of those numbers are hittable. I don't think it really matters. But I don't want to draw the Ascender's Bane, so I'm going to strike. Alright, Terror is a really big deal in the fight. Unfortunately, it looks like we take 6 if we Terror. And we probably don't get a Dex proc. Unless Dagger Throw is really nice. Let's see if Dagger Throw is really nice. Other Dagger Throw. Ooh, that one's nice. Sweet. Okay, we've got to draw 1 more card. Okay, so if we Dagger Throw here and we pass a 1 in 8. Oh wait, we've already drawn Grand Finale. Never mind. We'd have to draw 8 cards this turn, which doesn't seem possible. We're not way off. We can draw 6 cards. I think the main problem is hand size at that point. I mean, also, that 6 is not 8. That's a small problem. Oops, I should have survived the Tactician, and then I could have sneaky striked for 1. Not a huge blunder, but we missed some damage. I guess we just take a Dex proc this turn. A little bit behind on damage here. I'm not feeling super comfortable. I guess we spend our energy on acrobatics to try and find another attack. Ooh, not only did we find an attack, we found a 0-cost sneaky strike. Okay. Dagger Throw Reflex draws 3. Not clear what the point of that is. Could just defend Blur. Let's go ahead and draw some cards. Okay, we got a 0-cost Survivor. It was all worth it. Hey, Jizzo. Alright, big turn is next turn. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to kill him in time. We can get another Dex proc. And then just hope that this skill pot has a weak in it, basically. I'll go ahead and drink the Plated Steel. I think we might need it to survive next turn. We do lose 1 of it immediately, but it's worth doing, I think. Looks like Snecko has favored us with some good numbers. Not super good, though. Dagger Throw Sneaky Strike costs net 1. Let's see what that does. Oh, maybe we have lethal. No, definitely not, right? It's not enough. I don't think we're acrobatics this turn. Is it lethal? 15 plus 9. It's exactly lethal. Sweet. Okay. I guess we just got there. Die. Glass Knife. Burst on acrobatics. That'll draw a lot of cards. Burst on Blur. Not a lot of other burst targets. I guess we got 2 defend pluses. Dex scaling. Maybe eventually a dodge and roll. Die gives us some more sort of awkward math where the deck size changes. But we want to be hunting elites in Act 2 because we have a preserved insect. And Die is quite good against Act 2 elites that have less than normal health. If we end up facing down the, 340 health slavers, doing 39 damage to them is pretty effective. But maybe we should be focusing on getting Grand Finale online in Act 2. It seems like that's when that starts to be possible, right? We need a well-laid plans, though, before it's, like, really realistic. Because currently it takes us, like, two turns to get through our deck, and or 2 or 3. And so we have inherent modifier of 1/3 or 1/2. Which is no good. Die helps keep us alive while we set it up. Die makes me wish we'd taken the marbles. But if we had taken the marbles, we wouldn't have taken the orrery. And if we didn't take the orrery, it would be a very different deck. So might not have even survived Act 1. Orrery was quite good. I will take a die, though. It's definitely worth the energy. Interesting. Probably picking an energy relic here. Seems like energy is pretty important. Slaver's Collar goes pretty well with Preserved Insect. I think we feel pretty comfortable in elite fights. We've got a lot of AoE for Act 2 elite fights. And by Act 3 elite fights, we should be online with Grand Finale. So I imagine it's Slaver's Collar. The argument for Fusion Hammer is that our upgrades aren't important, but they kind of are. Reflex upgrade's really good. Tactician upgrade's really good. We probably want to get the Grand Finale upgraded at some point, if that's happening every turn. We don't need a ton of them, though. And it is available in every fight, not just elite fights. Alright, I'm gonna take the collar. Okay. The champ. Champs can be tricky. We're gonna need to definitely have our combo going by then. Looks like only 3 elites are available, and even then, only if we do specifically these 2. Get our choice of starting. Could start with a Mega Elite. Not super excited about that. I am fairly excited about this 3 question mark path. Apparitions seem particularly good. We draw a lot of cards and have some setup turns, so Apparitions to protect us while we're doing Grand Finale stuff seems okay. I guess it does increase the deck size. Apparitions Blur. I guess if we wanted Apparitions, we should have taken the whatchamacallit, the Burst. But, you know, it's Act 2 events. They're all good. Ancient Rating. Whatever. The birds. Okay. We got some pretty good AoE cards, so let's go find them. I think we're going to target a buffing bird first. I'm assuming we can block this turn. Don't know why I didn't terror first. I guess we're not going to terror this turn, because we're hoping to get a Dex proc, and then Survivor. So we need a 0-cost attack, and we got one. Or we can knock down Middle Bird. And take 6. Or we could drink a Skill Pot. I think we probably want to drink Explosive Pot in this fight. Ouch. 3-cost die to die. Some really good block cards available, though. Blur Triple Defend. That's probably the line. Alright. Blur Triple Defend overblocks by 3. Get to save some. Yikes. Alright, let's kill this Middle Bird. Let's go ahead and use the Explosive Pot. And then just kill him while he stands. I guess we can just discard Grand Finale. Clearly not using that. Both birds have 1 strength. This one's doing more damage this turn. Seems pretty unlikely we're going to knock him down this turn, but I guess it's possible. Yeah. Okay, so defend plus defend. Block for 17. Take 7. And die to die. Oh wait, die to die is going to kill him? So we could, like, die to die, strike him to death, and then defend for 7. Take 2. Seems better. Oh wait, we can't die to die strike. We don't have 3 energy. But we can defend, die to die. I don't think it kills him, though. I think it does 6. Okay. Okay. Kill him, terror him. Block out. Save 2. Grand Finale's not happening. I guess we've got a Tactician. Whatever. Fight's over. Is it ever Concentrate? Concentrate is a weird pick with Snecko Eye. I feel like earlier in the stream I was like, most 0-cost cards are not good with Snecko Eye, and then Snecko Eye has just been mocking me since then by giving me all the 0-cost cards that are good with Snecko Eye. It's like, what about Grand Finale, idiot? How about Concentrate? Would you take Concentrate? I'm like, yes, I would. Stop bullying me, Slay the Spire. Concentrate is energy positive at 0 and 1 cost. Energy neutral at 2. And hand size negative, importantly. Sometimes hand size is going to be an issue here. Because we want to burn through the whole deck and Grand Finale every turn. And if we want to do that, we need Concentrates. So Concentrate effectively reduces the deck size by 2. In terms of cards we can hold at one time, and slightly increases our energy. Gives us an extra out for Reflex and Tactician. Sets up Sneaky Strikes. Yeah, I think Concentrate's a good pick. Kind of a weird one. We need a lot of card draw to support a Concentrate, but we have a Snecko Eye, 3 Dagger Throws, a Acrobatics Plus, and a Reflex. So I think we've got enough card draw to support it. Let's do it. These seem like pretty good relics. It's my boss relic and a meal ticket. Are rares even good? We get like second grand finale. Your supplies are still chasing the grand finale? Why? I mean, grand finale is not like... We're not really trying to get grand finale in like fights right now. What we're trying to do is set up grand finale for Act 3 and 4. Grand finale is our late game scaling plan. And if we can get it online in Act 2, that's great. Yeah, I think we leave Naloth. No thanks, Naloth. These are expensive. Okay. Gross. Survive the Tactician, play Defend, I guess. Could play a Cunning Paw to get 3 shivs first. Get a Dex. Saves 2 health. We end up blocking for 15 with that. Take 6, or 7. We should probably drink one of the potions because we're full. The other option is the skill pot. This is a very front-loaded fight. We need to get there quick. So I think we take the front-loaded potion, which is the cunning pot. Potentially both, but hopefully not. We got Dagger Throw, a Reflex, and a 0-cost Sneaky Strike. Seems like some stuff is happening this turn. We also have Die-Die and All-Out Attack, so everybody's taking 23. So we only need to do 3 more damage to this Mugger. Probably going to be the 0-cost Strike. Let's go ahead and just do that now. Also another 0-cost Dagger Throw. We have 5 energy, so that's lethal. We don't have any setup stuff, right? Yeah. Okay. Leg Sweep's a pretty good card. We've got a Snecko Eye. I think we've been chasing a Leg Sweep for a while. It's a good way to block. Be our first defensive card. We are adding way too many cards to the deck. We're adding a card to the deck like every time we see one. We're almost up to 30. Trying to do Grand Finale. But I think the Leg Sweep is way too good to skip. Is this our first defensive card? No, we have a Blur. Yeah, it's just Blur and a Leg Sweep. Okay. Alright, that's the last card for a while, I think. Let's keep running those question marks. Card remove's super good, right? Does this ever make us skip a shop? We kind of want the shop because of the meal ticket. Also, we have Courier, so technically this is 15 gold more than a normal card remove. Our next shop card remove costs 60. Yeah, I think we're probably dodging shops. The only way to dodge shops here, though, is to go through the Mega Elite, which is kind of scary. Otherwise, we're forced into a shop. We do need to get some card removes done, though, so... yeah, just get Gambling Chip forehead. Duh. Yeah, that would be pretty nice. Alright, let's remove a card. What are we removing? Probably Strike. Yep. What? It's a Cleric? Hey, Flintlock. It's going good. We're chasing kind of a wacky build here. We got a Grand Finale in the deck, so... Seeing if we can get that to go. Haven't played it yet. Dagger Throw, Sneaky Strike. And then defend, I guess. Probably playing a potion this turn. Yikes. Alright, what do you got for me, Skill Pot? I guess acrobatics. I feel like if your dream is to scale the deck with like some crazy combo, you want calculated gamble, right? Like that's the dream card. Only one card that costs 1. Everything else costs 2 or 3. We've got 2 energy, so we get to play one more card. Die to Die is a pretty good card, but then we take 23. And that's a big number. Take 23, rest, fight, heal there. Does give us a dex proc. She is already healing next turn. We've done enough damage for that. I mean, we only save 5 health if we don't play Die to Die, right? So it's 5 health for a dex. There's just no good options here. Alright, Snecko, you win this round. Oh. Let's see, can we draw 7 cards this turn? If we can Grand Finale for the first time in the run. And for lethal, too. Which would be pretty exciting. We would need this Acrobatics to get a Tactician and a bunch of 0-cost card draw. Oh wait, no, we've already gone past Reflex. We can't draw 7 cards, yeah. So we can get 4, 5. There's 7 cards here. Drat. So no Grand Finale this turn. Can we get a Dex proc and then Survivor Defend? No. So I guess we just Survivor Defend. Sad. Alright, Dagger Throw shuffles. Stinky Strike is free. Got Leg Sweep Blur. Okay, I guess. Guess we get a Tear out of the deck. If we can draw 4 cards over the next 2 turns and... actually, I think I'm not going to Dagger Throw. Dagger Throw, if we draw either Acrobatics Plus or Grand Finale, messes up a potential just easy Acrobatics Grand Finale turn next turn. What's the wrist brace for? Injury or for the high Slay the Spire APM? Definitely for the APM, for sure. My playstyle is just too advanced for this game. Puts a lot of stress on my tendons. I hear them snap sometimes and I ignore it. Just keep playing. No, it's just preventative measure. Alright. So this Grand Finale is actually not lethal on Mystic, if we can get it. We can't get it. Damn it. I guess Dagger Throw into small Acrobatics does it. We're just going to get lethal normally. 13 puts him at 20... 26? No, 28. And then all out attack does 15. So then he'd be at 13, we do 9. So we actually don't have lethal. Stupid 3-cost Sneaky Strike. Oh wait, we can all out attack and then Sneaky Strike. And then it only costs 1. All attack, Sneaky Strikes, Double Strike. Should be lethal. 15 plus 18 is 23. Plus another 18 is 41. Okay, so we just have to miss 1, 2, 3 cards. So it's a 50-50. Alright, we hit one of the cards. That makes sense. This costs 1. So if we dagger throw looking for acrobatics, it's a 1 in 4 to draw the small acrobatics, and then it's 2 more 1 in 4s to hit 0 cost acrobatics and grand finale. So it ends up being a 1 in 64. It seems like a pretty low percentage play. 18 plus 9 is lethal. That's 27. I don't know how I didn't see that before, but it is lethal. Okay. And the Dex Brock. Sweet. Alright. I hate how Grand Finale lights up while you're in the middle of a shuffle. It's like, oh, you can play this Grand Finale. Oh, no you can't. Just kidding. Such a tease. I guess we're just going to leg sweep this turn. I'll acrobatics first, just to see if we get some cool stuff. I guess I'll just make the weak go for a long time. Zero cost dagger throw. Sure, sure, sure. Whatever. Let's see. 18 card deck. We want to get 14 if we want to play the Grand Finale. Clearly, Grand Finale does not matter because we're getting lethal this turn, but you know, it's just sort of, it's in there at this point. Setup is, we could control our deck size with it. Setup is the height of folly. We're never taking setup. Okay. Let's put these cards out of our mind. Deflect is kind of neat with Kunai, but terrible with Snecko Eye, so no. Cloak and Dagger says plus on it. It's we have Kunai. Does play 2 attacks. Also blocks. Seems like an okay card. I feel like okay cards are a bit of an anathema to Grand Finale, but to be realistic, we don't have Grand Finale online, and it's not 100% clear that we ever will. I think the sort of safe glide path here is we just turn into an Acrobatics Tactician deck, and we don't kill ourselves trying to force Grand Finale. I do definitely think that Cloak and Dagger makes the deck better right now. We are at 16 health right now. So we're not, like, mega healthy. We're gonna go rest here. I have literally 6 calculators open right now. I'm gonna close all of them and open a new calculator. I'm also gonna pin calculator to the taskbar, which I should have done a long time ago. There you go. Okay, so 66 times 0.3 is... We're gonna heal for 19. So we're gonna go to 35. 35 is pretty reasonable. And we take some damage, heal up at the campsite, potentially go to 2 more fires. Seems like we're fairly safe for Act 2, so we don't really need to take an Act 2 pick, which is Cloak and Dagger. And I don't think Cloak and Dagger sufficiently pays off for Act 3, so I think we're not going to pick it. It is green, though. Green card, good. Guess we should have taken that Fusion Hammer, because we just rested at our first fire. It's the same as if we had Fusion Hammer. This is just rude, Snecko Eye. Reflex Tactician with no discard, and 2 cost everything. This is abysmally bad. Let's go ahead and look for Footwork. Looks like we've got a lot of blocking to do this turn. Fume's Wraith form. Caltrop's theoretically pickable as well. We're going to get to play 2 defends, probably these 2, because those are the upgraded ones. So those are going to block for, it's 8 each, right? Yeah, 8. So we're going to block for 16, take 14 damage. So Wraith form saves 14 damage here. I think the fight's probably over before the bad part of Wraith form. Although, this is a terrible opening draw, so maybe not. Hard to say. We can blur leg sweep to save some energy for when the bad part starts next turn. Survivor Sneaky Strike costs net 2. But we might as well just double strike, Sneaky Strike. I guess since I can, I'll fit in a blur, but it's not really doing anything. I guess 9 health next turn is pretty significant. It's the scrape turn. Okay, here's the die-to-die all-out attack we've been waiting for. Unfortunately, we're weak now. This is always happening. This actually does not kill Red Slaver. So we need 3 follow-up damage. Which means we have to spend our whole turn doing Dagger Throw. Unless we happen to draw something that costs 0, or Concentrate, or 1 energy Sneaky Strike. Alright, let's see the card. Terror. Alright. Spooky. Taking some damage. We're in the bad part of the Wraith form now. Sneaky Strike does 13, not quite enough for lethal. Dagger Throw Sneaky Strike seems pretty free. I imagine that's going to happen. And let's Acrobatics try and find some better cards. Can we draw 21 cards this turn? Seems unlikely. We just got a Dex proc, so we've removed our Dex down. Which is something. Concentrate its energy negative. We don't die if we don't play Blur. But we're not feeling super healthy. And we only get 6 damage from not playing it. Our vulnerable does wear off next turn, so if we blur, I think we're pretty likely to survive next turn as well. Alright. Survivor Reflex. That's nice. Concentrate is not good with Snecko. I disagree. I think Concentrate's quite good. We have a lot of card draw. We could definitely support the Concentrate. Obviously, it costs 3 that turn, which is not good. But Piercing Whale, Burst, and Deflect. Piercing Whale seems like theoretically pickable. I do want to avoid putting too many cards in the deck. And these all seem kind of marginal. We're healing by 15 next floor. Going to 24. Ninja Scroll's available. Ninja Scroll is with Kunai is fairly good. We do draw a 10-card hand on turn 1 with that. I mean, this Ninja Scroll is basically like an oddly smooth stone attached to 12 damage, so I assume we're taking Ninja Scroll. Sometimes Ninja Scroll is bad, but with Kunai you have to assume it's good. It does mean we can't take Backpack later. Whatever. And then these. Yeah, if we take in the marbles instead, that'd be a huge card. I think I'm no on these. Piercing Wail's nice, but yeah, I'm gonna say no. Okay. Pellets is available. Those are the well-laid plans. We have to take well-laid plans, right? Well-laid plans is a key part of the deck that we've been missing. Okay, so with well-laid plans, we're back online for the grand finale. We were preparing to transition out of that if we never see well-laid plans, but here's the well-laid plans. So now we just have to line those two up. So it's probably well-laid plans card remove. Pellets is not super effective on Silent. It's okay. Mainly blocks heart debuffs. There is healing here, bandage up. We're a little bit low on health. But I think we're just going to go to these fires instead of the hard path. We also get Matryoshka paying off next turn, which is next floor, which is nice. Get accuracy. No thanks on the accuracy, I think. Pretty happy with card remove. Do we all want to save the card remove? Nah. Griffin is kind of hard to pull off with a big deck. I mean, with well-laid plans, you're not really... it's not like you're less likely to pull off Grand Finale, it's just that you don't get to do it every turn, which is fine. I mean, we're definitely doing it now. Like, we haven't ever played this Grand Finale, but we're gonna play it, like, next fight, with well-laid plans, if the fight goes long enough. Probably just another strike, I think, right? Defends are pretty valuable with the Kunai. We do have to scale our decks in the champ fight, so that's a bit of a concern. Maw-Bank right after a shop is pretty good. Omamori looks pretty skippable. Omamori... A take on Omamori lets us do Mind Bloom stuff. Mind Bloom is actually incredible here with Career Mind Bloom. Would be super nice. But we probably don't want to add that many cards to the deck. It's probably mostly relics, right? But I think we're pretty happy for this to be Sapphire Key. Are there any events we expect to see? Actually, so we're going to 2 question marks here. If one of these is Forgotten Altar, we're pretty happy we have the Omamori. We're a little bit vulnerable to Forgotten Altar right now. We might be forced to take a curse just because we have too low health. I think it's just Sapphire Key. I think we're going to rest before the Elite and Smith after, potentially. Okay. Tiny book. So cute. Turn 1 Terror is super nice. And we'll go ahead and Dagger Throw 2, since it is cheap. Never playing Grand Finale this turn. Neutralize versus Defend. Unfortunate consideration. If we do the Neutralize, we get to play Strike as well. Get an extra Dex proc. Yeah, the shivs are generated in your hand at 0 cost. We never would have taken the Ninja Scrolls if they didn't cost 0. And because they're generated in hand, you never draw them, so you don't proc Snecko Eye on them. Wow, this Snecko Eye has been extremely kind. I appreciate that, Snecko Eye. This saves 9 health. This saves, what is it, 4 health? So we give up 5 health for a dex proc, essentially. A dex proc and 4 damage. My health's pretty valuable. I don't really care about dex too much in this fight. I think we mostly care about murder. Grand Finale is already in the discard, so this Well-Laid Plan's not super useful. Let's go ahead and Survivor the Reflex. The only reason not to Survivor immediately would be if we try to get a Dex this turn. Doesn't seem likely to happen. With 2 3-cost dagger throws. Oh, maybe it can happen. 3, 6, 7, so Acrobatics is safe. Oh my god, it is going to happen. Alright, we don't need 2 3-cost dagger throws, I'm pretty sure about that. Sneaky Strike is cheaper than free, and then free. I guess I will play a 3-cost dagger throw. And then we can block all the way out here. And play an additional strike. Or Well-Laid Plans. If we Well-Laid Plans hold Consecrate, or Concentrate, we can Concentrate the Tactician next turn. But if we strike, we just probably get lethal next turn. So he's at 30. This does... Let's see, it's just these lethal. This does 19, and this does 9. So it's 28, so not lethal. Does Concentrate ever help us get lethal? I don't think so. We just get to discard Tactician. Ice Cream win. Alright, with the Dagger Throw it is lethal. A Wing Boots, huh? I don't think we're taking any of these. Bouncing Flash does get decosted by Snecko Eye, but that's not that valuable. Second Catalyst in a row we've been offered. There was one at this shop, too. But no. Expertise, nah. So we always take Wing Boots. The only question is, what do we do with it? You'll get an extra Elite right now. I think we're just saving it for Act 3. We do have to do our green key in Act 3, so we have some constraints on our pathing. But I'm pretty happy with Fire Double Question Mark for the rest of the way. The original plan. Are we upgrading at the fire? What are we doing? Best upgrade might be Tactician. We have loads of ways to discard it, and seems like we're fairly energy sensitive. Could just rest again. I'm pretty happy at half health, though, because if we get apparitions, then we get to be at max HP. I could take Reflex for an extra discard to help us get Grand Finales off. How are we winning against Champ? I'm not sure that we are. It doesn't seem like we scale very, very well. Maybe we take a Well-Laid Plans plus, so we can set up like Grand Finale and Acrobatics plus, so we Grand Finale and then Grand Finale again. Well-Laid Plans plus is pretty great. I'll take the Tactician. Well, here's the payoff for the whatchamacallit, Omomori. Looks like we're skipping it. Innate is pretty bad. Extra cards in the deck, also bad. No, thank you. Ancient Tea set's nice. Alright, we didn't get apparitions or bites, so we didn't use our low current HP. Do we rest before champ, or do we upgrade another card? Upgrade would probably be well-laid plans, potentially reflex, leg sweep, or... yeah, just those. I don't see anything else. Concentrate, I guess, technically could be. So concentrate, reflex, leg sweep, or well-laid plans. Leg sweep's pretty nice, extending the weak range. I think leg sweep probably has like 100% drawn blade rate, right? I wish Blur had a better upgrade. I wish Blur gave you 2 stacks of Blur. Blur Plus. Block is not removed at the start of the next 2 turns. It'd be kind of busted, though. It'd be really powerful. Alright. The champion. Alright. Get the Dex proc. Leg sweep for 0. Neutralize because we have extra energy. Block for 30. It's a real feast and famine deck. Some turns are really good, certain turns are not very good. Oof. Oh man, it hurts. Such a bad turn in the middle of the life coach raid. I'm so embarrassed right now. We're holding a tactician and 2 sneaky strikes with no discard. Hello to all the life coach people. Welcome on in. This is an attempted grand finale deck in progress. Not 100% certain we're gonna win this fight. This seems like a very difficult fight. So we're in a bit of a struggle mode here. Thanks for the follow, Elder Mohawk and Magneto Head. Sorry, I read those in the wrong order. Welcome to the vegetable patch to both of you. We have Kunai, so we can get a Dex proc before we play the Defend Plus. We are losing some health here. Also, thanks for the follow to Crazy Ship, PK Master 27, and Leshaputko. I don't know how to say that name. Sorry, Leshaputko. A little bit of moderation. Saying you love somebody's girlfriend is gonna get you banned for a bit. So I will see you tomorrow. Same for you, Nox. That's timeout. Alright. We're gonna keep things friendly here in the vegetable patch. Thanks to the follow for Spicy Barbecue, Bobby Wolf NS, and Nick's account for the win. Welcome in, everybody. I assume it's a meme. That makes sense. Everybody's getting timed out because they were saying that they also loved somebody's girlfriend. It's just not nice. So, like, if you, like, okay, so that meme, I assume, is in good faith in the life coach community, right? But you have to be aware of the context in which you're acting, right? This is not life coach's stream anymore, so. What mod are you using that puts the 220 on the health bar? I believe that is Mod the Spire. Oh, GF is grand finale. I see. Perhaps, my timeouts were overwrought. Man, this turn sucks. Alright, let's not dwell on it. Let's just play the cards we have to play. I guess we'll save the die for a split. I guess we could. So we either save the die for when he's terror and like at sub 220, or we get rid of the die to try and increase the rate of grand finales. It seems like doing the range from 220 to 0 is the is the bit we're most concerned about. So I'm going to save the die. Okay. Blur cost 0, that's nice. We need to scale our decks. We have a 0 cost acrobatics. I guess we have 7 cards in hand and a 0 cost acrobatics, so that's always happening. Ooh. A lot of 0 cost stuff this turn. Concentrate is energy negative, and we're not trying to play Grand Finale this turn, so it's never getting played. No ordering concerns about well-laid plans. I guess theoretically maybe we wanted to discard it with all-out attack, but I don't think that's actually the case. Let's go draw Terror. Are you Terror? That one's Terror. Okay. I don't think a 2-cost Defend is getting played this turn. Maybe it is, actually. 2-cost Dagger Throw seems unlikely. If we Terror, we are less able to use Champ's health as a resource to try and get decks. But I don't think using Champ's health as a resource is a very realistic idea. I think the only reason we don't play Terror this turn is we need to play Defend and Blur. Well, wait, no, it would be Survivor and Blur, right? And we can do that with Terror. I guess, okay, so the reason not to play Terror is it costs us a Dex proc. So we want a Dex proc and then Survivor Blur. We can just hold the Terror with the well-laid plans, too. So the safest Dex proc is Dagger Throw Strike. We could all-out attack. But if it hits Blur, we're pretty sad. Alright, let's see what Dagger Throw does. Alright, that's garbage. Never getting played. Can't even afford it. But we don't want to Blur first because of the Kunai. We want to get the decks and then Blur. Yeah, all-out after blocking. I guess all-out after blocking is definitely happening, right? There's nothing super important to try and hold on to this turn other than potentially Terror. But we do want to get the decks first. So it's, I guess, Strike for the decks, Blur Survivor, then all-out attack, hold whatever's left. Either Terror or Defend. Is Strike Survivor Blur full block? I believe it is not, no. Unless both of these round up. And even then, we would take one. But I'm presuming at least one of them rounds up. I'm not going to do the math because it doesn't actually matter. I guess actually nothing is going to be left in hand because we're going to Survivor one of the cards and then all out attack the other. Oh, they did both round up. Huh, okay. Okay. Got slapped in the face. That's rude. Don't do that, champ. People don't like that. Probably using die just to get a Dex proc this turn. Let's start out with Terror and see what Dagger Throw draws. Ooh. Look at that. Alright, next Dagger Throw then. Less impressive. Alright, to get a Dex proc we have to play die, so no more worrying about saving it. I can't imagine a turn where I end up playing either of these, but I guess I'll hold the Defend just in case. Thanks for the follow, Yamalol. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. So yeah, we can hold it just to discard. There's kind of a downside to that as well, though, which is that if we hold cards so that we can discard them later, we're increasing our hand size. And when we increase our hand size, we limit the number of cards we can draw. And if we limit the number of cards we can draw, we could potentially prevent ourselves from Grand Finale. So there is technically a downside. We want to draw 2 cards to get Grand Finale to go. Survivor Reflex does that. So I think that's likely to happen. And then we're just trying to dodge Grand Finale this turn. I guess we don't care if we dodge it this turn because we have well-laid plans up now, but still probably trying to dodge it. Which is a long way of saying, even though this Dagger Throw costs 0, I don't think we can play it. Because if we draw 3 cards this turn... Or wait, is there another dagger throw? No. So yeah, we have to draw exactly 2 cards. So that's just Survivor or Leg Sweep this turn. Could play All Out Attack, but it seems like Leg Sweep's pretty important. Yeah, this will be our first grand finale played of the run, which is kind of amusing. I guess I'll just hold the 0-cost dagger there. There you go. Yeah, so we picked up this grand finale as part of an orrery in Act 1 on, like, what was it, like floor 10 or something. This is our first time playing it against Champ. It even cost 0. Look at that. Okay, so we want to play... Yeah, 37's not the greatest number. We also got a 0-cost Concentrate this turn. It's kind of a sick turn. So we're putting Grand Finale into a pile of 16 cards. So I think we like Grand Finale and Dagger Throw to shuffle immediately with none of these cards. We want as few of these cards as possible between us and the next Grand Finale. Ideally. Yeah, this is a very weird deck. Snecko, Grand Finale, Kunai is sort of the main components, which is just a real riot. A lot of weird stuff happening. Okay. So it looks like we want to kind of walk up to the line. Ideally, we leave his health at like 221 at the end of this turn. We might not be able to do that much damage, but... probably don't need a 3-cost defend. Sneaky Strike is cheaper than free. Ooh, there's a loud cat in our house. I don't know who owns it. It's probably not named. If we grant Acrobatics, we want to draw, let's see. We draw 7 cards next turn, so we want to draw 8 more cards total in the shuffle. Is that possible? So we'd have to Acrobatics and then 2 Dagger Throws and a Reflex. Okay, alright. She had cat litter on her nose. Understandable that she would be upset. Hey, you got there's no more cat litter. I took it off. You can be quiet now. Alright, so we're going to Acrobatics, see what we get. Another Sneaky Strike. Excellent. We might actually have enough energy for both of these. I guess Survivor Defend already blocks out, so we don't need another one. Ooh, Mubarak Haraza has asked for Coconut to be displayed. Very well. All of you Life Coach viewers, observe this cat. Yelling directly at the camera before turning to portrait. Great job, Coconut. You're an internet star. Seek Strike is free. Might as well play that. Oh wait, that splits him. Split? I don't think so. Thanks to follow. Effin Walks. And Tests 420. I missed that one. Appreciate the support to both of you, or from both of you, rather. Okay, so we can't Sneaky Strike, so... What do we do then? This strike sort of walks close to the line. Is this really too much damage? Yeah, it is 13. Effin followed for the cat. Hey man, I would do the same. Effin's in good company here. So maybe this turn is like Strike, Concentrate, Survivor, Blur. Do we have enough cards for that? And thanks for the follow, Masta 1996. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. I appreciate you sharing your full birth year with everyone, just making it extremely clear what the numbers after your name mean. So if we Strike and then Concentrate, we have to discard 3 cards. So it'd be like Sneaky Strike, Neutralize, Defend. And then we could Blur Survivor. We don't get to retain any cards, but we don't have any cards we need to retain because we're already saving block. So we actually can't fit the Neutralize because we need every card in our hand. This is 4 cards, and we want to play 2 more. So we need 6 cards, and that's... and we want to play this card, so we have to play all of it. It is turn 6. If you don't strike, you can save Sneaky for next turn, where you do more damage with it for free. That is true. I guess we're splitting next turn anyway, so the most total damage is to save the Sneaky Strike. That's fairly persuasive. It's a good line. Is it going to be free next turn, guaranteed? Yes, because we have to land 2 dagger throws on Reflex. Wait a minute. Hold on. There's only 1 dagger throw in the draw pile. Oh no, there's 2. Okay, alright. Oh, you know what? Actually, maybe we hold the Concentrate. Yeah. We actually need to hold the Concentrate. Because next turn we're going to be potentially energy constrained. We have random costs on dagger throw, and grand finale, and we need to be able to play all of them. So if they all cost more than whatever, some small number, then we have to hold the Concentrate. Okay, so we're not holding Sneaky Strike, so we're going to strike. And that means we can't Survivor Blur, so we just defend Blur. We only lose 5 block. Or actually, defend is literally the same as Survivor, so it's just cheaper and easier and better. And we made lots of talking for no reason. I guess we could neutralize. Oh wait, no, he's already weak. We're walking up to the line no matter what. Okay. We figured him out. Alright, we can miss here. Looks like we didn't. Yeah, dagger throw into reflex. I guess we could still get last card dagger throw. Oh wait, yeah. Anything but last card dagger throw is a grand finale here. We have gobs of energy. I guess the strike does less damage than the all-out attack, and we don't really care about the energy because we have so much. Leg sweep for block. Okay, dagger throw was not the last card. So we play the 2 dagger throws. Still have 7 energy, which seems like plenty. Leg sweep is already blocking for 14, so we don't need the defense. I should have saved this strike actually. I didn't realize leg sweep was blocking out. Okay, that's a pretty good split. Maybe we got there. I was sort of assuming we were doomed here, but this doesn't look doomed. Okay, we're doomed. Maybe we can grand finale again next turn, but I don't think we can block and execute, especially not... We're still going to be vulnerable next turn, which is quite bad. We are going to lose the Frail, which is something. I guess we can defend Blur. Potentially with a Dex proc. Maybe we can block out next turn. If we start with all-out attack, then we can do Sneaky Strike, Strike, defend Blur. Ideally, the all-out attack is discarding the 3-cost Consecrate. Yeah, next turn is the big attack. Alright. Oh, wait, it did. Okay. Alright. Sweet. I guess. And then we hold a Sneaky Strike for energy shenanigans next turn. Or we could just play it now. Does 18 damage. I think energy shenanigans next turn is pretty persuasive. Yeah, that's true. We do miss vulnerable. But, like, if Energy Shenanigans gets us a grand finale, then that's how we win, right? Doesn't seem like grand finale is happening. And it doesn't actually seem like the Energy Shenanigans are that useful. Let's see, 1, 3, 5 is how much all the block cards cost. So yeah, we don't need the extra energy. And we're always holding grand finale this turn, so holding Sneaky Strike did not turn out to be worth it. Probably want the Survivor to hit the Strike. I don't think we're dead. We have a lot of decks. Oh yeah, we can Dex proc. Let's see. So to block for 66, we are short currently by 48. We could get 48. Yeah, we're blocking this out. If we use a strike, we get a Dex, and then we could Survivor Defend plus Defend, discard this one. And this would block for 16, plus 16 is 32, plus 13 is 45, 45 plus 18 is... would take 3 damage. But we get an extra strike in. I guess the strike doesn't actually really matter, because Grand Finale is going to be lethal next turn, I assume, anyway, as long as we can draw at least 1 card. Yeah, we're guaranteed to get at least 1 card next turn. So we have guaranteed lethal next turn, so we don't need the extra dex. We can just block out. You can always draw only 1 card. Yeah, exactly, because there's 2 dagger throws, so we can't miss. I guess they both could have been... They both were 3 cost, which is fairly bad, but it didn't stop us. Stormsteel Wraithform 1000 Cuts. Man, I'm super hyped. I thought I was losing that fight. We did not lose. We're playing Silent. Wraithform is a good card. We could pick Wraithform. Stormsteel is a lot of decks. Stormsteel also got decosted, which makes it feel better to play now. If you hit Stormsteel on Reflex, you get to get decks and draw cards, and use the decks to play the cards. Yeah, decosted with Snecko, pretty much exactly the same as the original. We have a Snecko and a Well-Laid Plans, and there's a Wraithform here, so I'm pretty sure we're picking Wraithform. What's the most busted thing we could do with Stormsteel? We like Acrobatics of Full Hand. We could get Dead Branch, I guess. No, we wouldn't even take Dead Branch. Dead Branch is terrible in Grand Finale decks. Hey, Now Sky. How's it going? Yeah, I think we clicked the good card. Okay. Pandora's Box for 8 cards. It's pretty decent. Thanks for follow, O. Benson. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Is Grand Finale even your late game strategy? Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, our scaling damage is from Kunai, but pretty sure we want a Grand Finale every turn later on. We have already missed orange pallets this run, so that's worth mentioning. So we can't ever recover the decks from the Wraithform. 8-card Pandora, Calling Bell, or Sozu. Worth noting, we did skip a Omamori for a blue key earlier, and then immediately got offered Forgotten Tomb and Calling Bell. So we would have actually been able to use it very expediently. What about Clockwork? No, we still do have access to Clockwork, and obviously there's like Ancient Potions and stuff, but unless we pick Sozu, in which case we don't have access to those anymore. We're unlikely to want to use Clockwork Souvenir on the Wraithform debuff as well. Probably going to want to use the Clockwork Souvenir on Heart's Vulnerable. It's a pretty important debuff. What's the best case scenario for Bell? Gambling chip, obviously, would be massive. Anything else good? I mean, the whole boat cycle is good. Lantern, or, sorry, what's that called? Incense burner, it's good. Thanks to follow, Zablis. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Fossilized Helix is good. Fossilized Helix is a little bit difficult to use against the heart. And thanks for the follow, Chogrum. Or Shogrum. It's kind of spelled like Chakram, so maybe it's Shogrum. Are you in the Life Camp catch of Never Sozu? I am not. I think Sozu's actually pretty decent. I'm aware that Life Coach never picks Sozu, but I've never heard his justification. I would be interested to... If people in chat know what it is, I'd be interested to hear it. I mean, potions are definitely an important metagame scaling resource. And you do want... Like, they do an excellent job of mitigating some of the most dangerous parts of the game. The Act 3 bosses and Act 4. But, like... Also an important scaling resource is how much energy you have, so... yeah, but if you... if you take Sozu, you're less likely to be in a dangerous spot, right? I don't know, like... It's just, yeah, I don't know. We did use we used a... Fairy in a bottle, or not fairy in a bottle, ghost in a jar earlier in this run. We used a ghost in a jar against Lagavulin, which hurts to say now, but, you know, we needed it at the time. Thanks to follow Eggshaft. This Sozu would be much better if we were holding, like, a fairy in a bottle or a ghost in a jar. The reason for not Sozu is that potions are pretty OP, and over the length of the run will outweigh the 1 energy per turn. I don't think that's justifiable at all. I mean, it's... Maybe. It's... I definitely don't think potions are that powerful. Yeah. 1 energy per turn is tremendously important. Seems like a very difficult to justify perspective. Pretty afraid of Calling Bell. I don't really want to add more cards to the deck. I want the card to be as trim as possible, so that we can grand finale on consecutive turns. Fairly comfortable being a 4 energy deck. We've got a little bit of energy manipulation in the deck. Tactician plus Consecrate or Concentrate. So I'm not like desperate to pick a Sozu, so I don't think I will. I'm pretty sure this is Pandora's Box. What are the bad cards? We don't get any use out of Catalyst, so that one's bad. Burst is okay. Got Acrobatics and stuff to hit with it. Could hit great stuff like more Wraith Forms or another Acrobatics, Leg Sweep. I'm a little bit afraid of losing my like basic attack and block cards because like we do have Kunai, right? So the strikes have some value, and we have Kunai, so the defense have some value, right? So, you know, there are worse cards, right? Exactly, deflects and slices, right? Yeah, and 2 of the defense are upgraded, so like they're not unvaluable. But I think they generally get exchanged for cards that are better. Thanks to fellow Neoclassical Metal. What in the world does that mean? Neoclassical Metal. Is it like Neoclassical makes sense, Metal makes sense. Why both? What is that? I don't know how to combine those 2 meanings. What are you talking about? Yeah, pretty sad to lose those defense, I have to admit. And thanks for the follow. I'm going to pronounce that Weeks. I don't know how to start saying things that start with an X. It seems like the X is mostly for decoration. And the name is Weeks. And it's like Frenchy. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Appreciate the support. This could be a skip. We could skip this boss relic. Let's go ahead and take a look at the silent cards. You and me, chat. Let's go ahead and take a gander. Figure out which cards are good and which cards are bad. Thanks for follow, Lord Marlin. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. So anything that draws cards, acrobatics, backflip, is super good. Dodge and roll would be great. We have dex scaling. Anything that exhausts is okay because it reduces the deck size. So piercing wail, powers. Obviously, there's some super busted cards like more wraith forms or grand finales. Backstab is quite terrible. Backstab would really ruin our turn 1. There's a bunch of poison stuff, bouncing flask, catalyst, that aren't very useful. Crippling Cloud's fine. Dash is great. Endless Agony is a disaster. Endless Agony absolutely annihilates a significant portion of the deck. We would have to remove Endless Agony immediately. Endless Agony Snecko Eye is just absolutely abysmal. So Endless Agony is the low roll for sure. Eviscerate's pretty playable. Eviscerate's actually great. There's like Finisher and Choke and Flechettes and stuff. Those aren't really anything, but they're basically the same value as a Stray, right? Maybe a little better. Heel Hook could land. Any power is good. Masterful Stab's better than the Strike. Predator would be great. Another Reflex or Tactician would be appreciated. Setup is quite bad. Although Setup can theoretically put Grand Finale at the end of the deck, which is where it belongs, and it can kind of function as an extra well-laid plans for that purpose. Adrenaline's okay. After Image is fairly weak, but it's a power, so it exhausts. Bullet Time would be excellent. Nightmare is quite good. Nightmare, Snecko Eye is always a highlight reel combination. X-cost cards like Malaise and Skewer are nice because they have nice consistent costs. They don't get randomized. I would consider Storm of Steel to be a good replacement for a Strike. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Tools of the Trade would be very nice. Drawing an extra card would help us burn through the deck. Yeah, I think Pandora's Box is actually quite good. I don't think there's too many misses here. It's mainly just Endless Agony would be a nightmare. Yeah, I do have a standing desk. Weeks. He didn't correct me on the pronunciation, so maybe I got it. Maybe that's correct. How do we scale damage here? Well, we repeatedly play Grand Finale. It doesn't take too many Grand Finales, right? You get the Heart vulnerable, you play Grand Finale 8 times, the fight's over. Scaling complete. Alright, let's click this button. Okay. Well, we got a second Grand Finale, so we got to consider that a success, right? No replacements for the defense is the big concern here. Absolutely nothing that scales with decks. Skewer is quite nice because we can use it to get extra Kunai procs when we wouldn't otherwise. Storm of Steel, same. Crippling Cloud is nice because it applies weak, and it exhausts. Piercing Wail also exhausts. So a significant upgrade for our Grand Finale density. We're going to need to get that well-laid plans upgraded because now we have 2 Grand Finales. Quick Slash is okay. It's definitely better than the Strike. Yeah, Quick Slash and Heel Hook are both card draw. So if those cost 0, pretty happy to see that. Heel Hook costing 0 is actually kind of incredible. And you just don't play it if it doesn't cost 0. Easy. 0 or 1, I suppose. So I think this is a good outcome. It's like top 50%. It's definitely not top 10%. So, yeah, upgrade while they plans the Storm of Steel can discard both. Yeah, that's true. Okay, gonna have to find some block cards in Act 3. Did we get any powers? We did not, right? Yeah, no powers, just 2 cards that exhaust, Crippling Cloud and Piercing Wail. So I think that's below expectation. I think the average is about 1/3 of cards either exhaust or are removed from the deck on playing through some other means. And we got only 2. Just slightly below expectations. Alright, we have to do this. We have a wing boots with all 3 charges, so we are just ready to rock here. I don't see any exciting way to use that on the run up to the first elite. I'm pretty happy going to a store so we can just keep conventional pathing to here. These guys are on the same floor. We could theoretically do this little jog, grab a bunch of elites that way. So there's a 5 elite path here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elites, 0 fighters. Seems ambitious. We might get there though. The deck seems on the verge of being quite strong. So we definitely need to line up for the Mega Elite, so let's start at one of these two. It probably doesn't matter which one. Alright. Kapow, kapow, kapow. 3 cost everything. Neat. I guess I'll 3 cost concentrate, look for, try to draw some cards. Why am I keeping a Sender's Bane? If we get a... It is possible that we get positive energy when we draw, right? It's possible we get like a 0 cost Dagger Throw and a Tactician. So it's possible this Sneaky Strike is playable, and if this Sneaky Strike is playable, then this Sneaky Strike is also playable. But I think I'd rather just get rid of a Sender's Bane, because it's probably not happening. Probably neither one's useful. Okay. I guess I'll save 6 health. This fight is too fast for well-laid plans, is that true? We have well-laid plans with Grand Finale right now. Are we drawing the rest of the deck next turn? 19 cards seems challenging. We'd have to draw 12. And we've already used Reflex, so that's definitely not happening. So we'd have to go for Grand Finale in 2 turns, which means that A, we have to dodge drawing it next turn, which is not guaranteed. And B, that on the following turn we'd be able to draw 5 cards. Drawing 5 cards is pretty easy. Acrobatics Dagger Throw does it. I think I do value well-laid plans higher than 6 health. It's not that unlikely that we draw Grand Finale next turn and end up with no way to win the fight before he scales up and kills us. So Wraith Form seems nice. I'm gonna click that button. Dagger Throw on Burn is always happening. Oh, or Tactician Plus, sure. Alright, fair enough. Acrobatics sets up Grand Finale for next turn. We have a 0 cost Blur in hand, so we can block for both turns. Sure. And Skewer gets an extra Dex proc. Neat. Okay. I wanted to finish with Grand Finale, but I couldn't play all-out attack and guarantee that it hit. I guess we could have Bane Grand Finale. That's my bad. That's on me. We could take a second Well-Laid Plans instead of upgrading the first one. Second Well-Laid Plans is almost better than upgrading the first one, because then we're more likely to line up a Well-Laid Plans with a... Or we're more likely to draw a Well-Laid Plans either on the same turn or before the Grand Finale. It also gives us an opportunity to potentially retain 3 cards. 3 cards is on the high end of what I would expect to want. We definitely don't want to retain 4 cards ever because we're drawing 7 a turn. But we do actually run into hand size constraints fairly often with Acrobatics Plus. Concentrate is helping resolve some of those, but not a perfect solution, right? Because you can get a 3 cost Concentrate. It is a power. We can't get pellets. Pellets is was in a previous shop, so that justification is bad. Also, with 2 well-laid planes, we can draw and then skip a well-laid planes that costs 3. We don't have to play it, which is something we could feel forced to do with only 1 copy of well-laid plans. I think there's a sufficient number of advantages to having 2 copies of well-laid plans. That we should click this card. Additionally, it does free up an upgrade for something else. Not sure what that would be. We don't have any upgrades that we desperately need. It's probably reflex. Okay. Sphere. Gambling chip, incense burner, and fossilized helix are sort of the top tier rare relics here. Honestly, unceasing top does get procced sometimes with this run. Ice cream also has some pretty significant usefulness. We have been in a position to use calipers a couple of times, but I wouldn't say that's like a big win. We do lose this fight sometimes, so that's a little scary. We get to heal at this shop with the meal ticket. So if we lose a little bit of health, that's mostly fine. But we cannot skip this Mega Elite, and there's no fire before it, even if we use Wing Boots. So a little spooky. So the thing about this fight is all of our damage is AoE, pretty much, because we kill people with Grand Finale. And so we don't actually need to be that fast. We just need a Grand Finale twice at the end, and then the fight's over. So it's not really that much harder than whatchamacallit, than a regular Orb Walker fight. Obviously they do twice as much damage as a regular Orb Walker fight. That's kind of the primary problem with this for this deck. I think we're gonna go for it. Gambling chip is just so good. It would be really unfortunate if they have like Dead Branch, because I think we're skipping Dead Branch. Is that a good enough reason to skip this fight? The risk of death and the risk of Dead Branch. I mean, worst case scenario, we just like go to this question mark, which is fairly safe. As long as we like survive the fight. Go here, that's pretty safe. Take 2 shops to heal for 30. And then go fight the Mega Elite. I feel like even at like 31, we probably win that Elite fight. Yeah, right, exactly. It's do we get Wraith Form on turn 1 is basically the fight, right? Let's go for it. Alright, I don't see a Wraith Form. Crippling Cloud's a decent stand-in. Crippling Cloud Leg Sweep's probably the line. I guess we do have Quick Slash. We could Quick Slash for the Wraith Form. Seems bad. Yeah, it seems like Cloud Leg Sweep is pretty good. It means we're skipping Terror, which is a little bit unfortunate. So the Leg Sweep ends up blocking for 15. They're both weak, so we take 1 damage. We get 4 burns, which is a lot of burns. Where did the shivs go? Front guy or back guy? I was hoping to like chip 1 down and then Terror the other one, but I guess Terror's not getting played. So maybe we have to play 2 Grand Finales. Alright, I guess that we'll leave that determination for later. Looks like you have higher health, so we'll weaken you for longer. Okay. Alright, Grand Finale number 1 is getting skipped, it looks like. Unless we, like, Dagger Throw into 0-cost well-laid plans. So that's unfortunate. This turn looks like Piercing Whale, Blur. Pretty awful turn. Dagger Throw into 0-cost Wraith Form, or 0-cost well-laid plans, or Tactician. or zero-cost Sneaky Strike, or cheap Concentrate, or zero-cost Acrobatics are all pretty good. Yeah, Snecko's giving us the bad turn here. This has been a nice Snecko though. This Snecko has been kind to us, at least balanced, right? More zero-cost cards than anything else. Yeah, for some reason, the entire month of February, every Snecko Eye was super rude to me, and we always got like 30 more 3-cost cards than anything else. But apparently, Snecko Eye is just better on Silent. You just get better numbers. Alright, fine. Taking some damage. Need that Wraith form. Here's a Well-Laid Plans. Stormsteel draws 2. You can Well-Laid Plans and then Storm. Get 2 energy and 2 cards. 2 cards is kind of awkward. That puts us in a position where we have to play 1 Dagger Throw to set up Grand Finale. Could also draw Wraith Form for 3, which would be kind of a disaster. If we're getting Wraith Form for 3, we want Storm of Steel with no Well-Laid Plans, right? But if we draw Grand Finale, we need to have played Well-Laid Plans. So we're in a bit of a bind. Skewer for a possible proc. That seems unnecessary. We're already storming like 6 cards. We're getting like 2 dex procs. Oh, I see. Well, Skewer's an attack either way. Skewer just does less damage if we don't discard it. Does more damage if we, Do we need Wraith Form or die? Is that a true statement? Yes. Wraith Form is the only card we can draw that saves us. That's pretty problematic. So I guess that Well-Laid Plans means that we die. So, okay, so we assume that Wraith Form is one of the top 2 cards, because otherwise we're already dead. Or Acrobatics, that's true. So I think we just Storm with no Well-Laid Plans, because Well-Laid Plans removes the Wraith Form is on top and costs 3 line. It also removes the Acrobatics is on top, and Wraith Form plus Acrobatics costs at least 3. Okay. I guess Dagger Throw also draws. So we have a significant number of cards that draw Wraith Form, right? We can draw Wraith Form a number of different ways. We can actually get a Grand Finale this turn, too. We've got 6... Oh, no, we can't. We can draw 8 cards. So we're short by 2. Alright, let's see it. We got the aggro. We could Dagger Throw first to be incredibly cheeky to try and draw specifically Wraith Form to set up a 7-card deck for Grand Finale next turn. But it has less chance of surviving, and I think less chance of surviving is probably not worth accepting here. So this is a 50-50. Alright. Well, we won the 50-50. We're playing Wraith Form, we're playing Well-Laid Plans. We can just discard Grand Finale because it's not happening this shuffle. Two birds next turn is kind of brutal. All attack seems quite nice. So I guess it's better than Dagger Throw. Unless Dagger Throw puts us on an important number for Grand Finale later. I don't think that it does. I don't think we particularly care about whether this is 3 or 4 cards. How do you even kill both in 2 turns? Well, we can just play Grand Finale, right? Easy. I mean, Terror would have been nice, right? Terror was kind of the answer, but... I guess next turn is pretty scary, so maybe we Dagger Throw and then just nothing. No Well-Laid Plans is also scary, though. Like, we need to be Grand Finale-ing. And I think we actually Dagger Throw on... Or we start doing damage to this guy, because we just need to kill both with a Grand Finale. There's no world where we don't. Or we win and don't play grand finale in this fight. Okay. Okay. I'll take that. This concentrate costs net 1. Unfortunately, that turns off Sneaky Strike. Yeah, I guess it's just Sneaky Strike, die, Skewer. I guess we should have concentrated, right? Because just die puts them below 50, which is presumably the thing we care about. They're both below 50 now, so I guess I'll go back to targeting this guy. Try and make him dead. Okay. I think the line this turn is we kill him, survive him. But how? We've got 3, 6, 8 cards in hand, so we need to spend 1 before Acrobatics can draw without overdrawing. Maybe we don't care about overdrawing. If we draw 3, we go to a 12-card deck. I would like to draw 8 cards this turn. Or 8 cards over the next 2 turns. Is that even possible? That is not possible. We can draw 3 in addition to this 4. Oh no, it is possible, because if Heel Hook draws. Huh. So that's an additional side quest that I'm taking on implicitly. We're trying to draw 8 cards over the next over these 2 turns. We're also trying to kill him and block for as much as we can. At least 8. I don't see any block in hand. Do we just start with Heel Hook? I guess Sneaky Strike is energy positive, huh? So we could, like, concentrate the Tactician Burn and all-out attack. Just kill both, obviously. Yeah, I think we concentrate first for hand size, and then Sneaky Strike is energy positive. Tactician and Burn always. It seems like Storm of Steel is less helpful than all-out attack, but all-out attack costs 3. There's no way we're playing all-out attack. Do we ever not Sneaky Strike this guy? Maybe? Yeah, let's see what's happening. Alright, none of that looks helpful. We have to play the Dagger Throw, right? Dagger Throw is required for victory. And that doesn't look very possible. 3-cost Dagger Throw. We have to play both the Dagger Throw and the Quick Slash, and they both cost 2 or more. So we can't Grand Finale next turn. Not being able to Grand Finale next turn makes it seem like we're pretty dead. Yeah, also no block. Yeah, this Pandora's Box ended up killing us, right? Because no block was kind of savage. Our only block cards are this Leg Sweep, Survivor, and Blur. I think that's the only ones in the deck, as well as in the draw pile. Yeah, I don't even believe we were offered any after in Act 3. You don't really want to be blocking this fight anyway, but not being able to at all is concerning. So this is energy, And then I guess this costs 1. So we need to heal hook, draw a like 0 cost survivor or something. And then we have a quick slash to try 1 more draw. And quick slash has to kill this orb walker. I guess we can just... So do we want 1 draw with potentially allowing a 1 cost card, or do we want 2 draws that it requires a 0 cost card? Also, Blur isn't good enough. It has to be Leg Sweep or Survivor. Blur still does. I think drawing 2 cards is better than drawing 1 card, right? 1 out of 11 times 1 out of 4. Or I guess 2 out of 4, so it's 1 out of 22 if we give ourselves 1 draw. Which is Quick Slash on him. And then the other line is... Or not 1 out of 11, it's 2 out of 11. So 2 out of 11, but then 1 out of 2 for the draw, so 1 out of 11. So it's like a 9% chance if we draw 1 card, which is the Quick Slash line. The other line is we heal hook this Orb Walker and then Quick Slash him. And then it has to cost 0, but we draw 2 cards. Drawing 2 cards and missing 2 out of 11 is 9 out of 11 times 8 out of 10. And then that divided by 4. So let's see, it's 9 over 11 times 8 over 10 times 1 over 4. Google, what's the answer? Okay, so that is a 16% chance. And that's to miss... Oh wait, that's times 3 out of 4. My bad. Because we're calculating the chance to miss. So it's a 49% chance to miss. So it's either a 50-50 or a 9% chance. So 50-50 is way better. So we do the draw 2 cards approach. Alright, has to be this card. There's no other out, right? Oh my god, it is. Whoa! Alright. Alright, this guy's at 36. To do 36, he's not poisoned, so Bane doesn't do extra damage. We can only draw 1 card, so we can't Grand Finale. I think Stormsteel, right? We just have to draw a Leg Sweep and block him next turn, right? Can we? Is it possible to block him? We're gonna be at like 4, so I don't think Leg Sweep's gonna be enough. I guess Leg Sweep Blur, maybe? If we get a Dex proc. We'll keep the Neutralize. Oh god. Neutralize helps get another Dex proc, I think is the most useful property about it. The weak is gonna be extended by the Leg Sweep anyway, but it costs 1, so I'll keep it. We're gonna die to burns. Stupid dagger throw with a Grand Finale and 2 cards! 2? That's the wrong number. Come on. 1 card. You draw the card, you play the Grand Finale, you win the fight. I've seen this movie before. Alright, let's draw a Blur. We did not draw the Blur, so we are dead. Did you discard the 3-cost dagger throw in the last turn? I did. Turns out it wouldn't have saved us because the Grand Finales were expensive, but good point. Alright, turns out we shouldn't have fought this fight. The Grand Finale stands alone. Wasn't the Grand Finale we imagined, but it was the Grand Finale we deserved. Drat. Yeah. So Pandora's Box is a very high variance pick, right? Pandora's Box takes like a not very random situation and makes it a much more random situation. And in this situation, we probably should not have done that. We took a well-functioning deck that did a lot of good things and easily could have won that fight and just threw away a bunch of the cards. And I think on average, Pandora's Box wins. And when I first saw the Pandora's Box, I was like, okay, it sucks that there's no block, but this is still a success. And I think that analysis was incorrect. I think having no block actually just murders us. We needed to block cards to do Kunai scaling, which was how we were surviving a lot of Act 2. So maybe if we'd found like an early Act 3 block card, we could have done that, but we only fought one fight before we decided that we were strong enough to fight Sphere, so... darn. We did shuffle twice in the fight, so we got about as close to setting up Grand Finale as we could get. If we had just lined it up correctly, if we'd gotten a little luckier with the draw, we definitely could have won that fight. Just the way that it turned out was bad. And rare relics are quite good. And I think we had a plan for even if that fight went fairly poorly. We just did not have a plan for if the fight actually killed us, which it did. So now we're sitting here at the run summary screen, wondering what went wrong. Pretty fun one though. I really enjoy doing Grand Finale. Always dangerous to start with Snecko Eye, especially on Silent, since Silent has so much trouble in Act 1. So a little bit insane to like start with Snecko Eye and then like take a Grand Finale from an Orrery super early, since it's a guaranteed curse in Act 1. But we did get it online. And then I think we allowed our randomness to get a little bit too high with the Pandora's Box. I think it was probably skip over Pandora's Box there. Based on how it turned out. But, you know, that happens sometimes. So probably going to try to avoid ruining already successful runs with Pandora's Box in the future. Pandora's Box is like one of the best boss relics, right? In general, getting rid of your strikes and defense is super effective. But this is definitely an argument against Pandora's in an already functioning deck. It's kind of funny because like most Grand Finale decks, for me at least, are boss swaps that do Pandora's. Boss swap into Pandora's is great for Grand Finale. So I kind of assumed that it would be good here. But it was not. So it killed us.